Alright, so here we are at the Comic Dungeon, and this book that I have up here is just filling space. It's something that was close by and is a bit relevant now with X-Men 92 coming to Disney Plus. And this just happens to be a book that I've been sitting on for 30-something years waiting for it to be worth something, and it is. Now it is. But anyways, here we are doing a CGC unboxing. First CGC unboxing. It's just a small box. Something I squeezed in just before the price change from CGC. So these were delivered to CGC in April. And here we are, the beginning of December, and I just got them back. That's how long these books sat there. Alright, so here we go. I've seen the grades, so I'm not going to be shocked. Everything came back as expected or better. So I'm just going to spin through and show you what we got today. In no particular order, here's the first book that I pulled out. Star Wars Mace Windu Jedi of the Republic 5, cover A. This is the first canon appearance of Ahsoka Tano. Got a few more copies to grade. This was just a, winging it. If it possibly comes back 9.8, great. If it comes back 9.6, I'll sell this one first. So this one will soon be up on the block. And here we have War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 1, cover A, 9.8. Now, I have quite a few of these War of the Realms books. I noticed that, I think it was NetEase. Either way, Marvel had partnered with a Chinese company to create video games and media, and these are the characters that they came up to introduce in the Chinese market. Now, Arrow and Swordmaster were both first introduced in digital only into the Chinese market. So technically that would be their first appearance, although there is no printed copies of it. This is the first appearance of most of the new agents, aside from Swordmaster. He appears on the cover, but his first appearance isn't till the second issue. And now, this book has seen a little heat, and it cooled back down a bit, and now it seems to be picking back up, and we can get more into that a little later, I think. So we'll move right on to the next book. Here we go. We've got Darth Vader 3. Star Wars, Darth Vader 3. First appearance of Dr. Aphra. Now, this is a book that I really like. Obviously, everybody knows how hot Star Wars got over the summer. She seems to be one of the most in-demand characters, and she's really fun to read. She's one of those anti-hero type of characters which I really care for. It seems like they can definitely have legs, and with all the Disney Plus stuff going on, it's hard for me to envision a path forward where she doesn't appear. So when these were creeping up to about $50 raw, I accumulated as many copies as I possibly could at that time. All right, so now we'll move on to War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 2, 9.8. So now here we have the first appearance of Swordmaster. Lindley, I believe is his name. So now he has recently started to heat up again due to the fact that evidence points to him being the new Iron Fist. Timing isn't bad. Like I said, I sent these a long time ago and they're just coming back now. So the timing works out that he seems to be heating up a bit right now. Marvel wanted to introduce Chinese characters, gain a piece of the Chinese market. Seems they've decided that it's time that Iron Fist is no longer a white guy, which is probably a great idea for them, expanding the market. So that's what we've got there. And now here we have Amazing Spider-Man number 4. First appearance of Silk, 9.8, regular A cover, first print. I don't think there's a ton that needs to be said about Silk. It seems to me she's a clear number 3 when you get into the extra spider characters. Obviously you have Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, and then in my opinion, Silk seems to be the most popular spider character next. I've been sitting on this for a while. I have a few other copies, but I looked at this again and thought that I had a shot at 9.8, so I decided to send it on in. So from there we're going back to Star Wars again. Here we have Kanan, the Last Padawan, number 6. Now this is the first full appearance of the Rebels. Mainly Sabine Wren is the Sabine Wren, however it's pronounced, is the major character that people seem to care about in this. And I don't know if it was just announced definitively that she's appearing on Disney Plus soon, but I think that's the case. So this book, I figured that I would probably get a 9.4 when I sent it in, and it seemed to me at that grade it would be worth sending it in, as opposed to selling it raw. So luckily it came back a 9.6, so I'll do a little bit better on it than I expected. I've definitely got at least one 9.8 secured. I think I actually bought one that was already graded, just to kind of lock one in before it had heated up too much. Alright, so it looks like there's a lot of War of the Realms in here. So now we're back to War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 1, third printing in 9.8. Yeah, so we've already touched on this book. This is just the third printing with different cover. You know, it's a scarcer issue, tougher to come by, so it's valued a little bit higher. And so far it seems like people have become fond of Wave, and it's her featured on the cover, so that doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt one bit. So now we're staying with the New Agents of Atlas. War of the Realms, #2, New Agents of Atlas. I believe this was the 1 in 25 Ron Lim variant. You know, I actually paid a pretty penny to buy this book raw, and it was from an online shop, so it was sight unseen, but it was a shop that I trusted their grading, so I was okay paying what I paid, and I'd have to double check, but I think at the time I paid around $170 for it. You know, which was one of those moves that at the time of purchase I was kind of questioning my sanity. You know, but now after the grading fees, I did press all of these books. I didn't send any of them out, so there's no pressing fees. You know, and it's the old CGC pricing for grading, so I haven't figured out exactly what it is, but I'd say it's another, you know, in the neighborhood of $25 for shipping both ways, insurance and grading. So I'd say I'm into this book for about $200 now. So I'm definitely doing all right with this purchase. Now we have Invincible Iron Man. This is #1. This was a 1 in 10 Steam variant. Now, you know, there isn't really too much going on in this book. You know, this would be, I believe, her first solo. It's not her first self-titled, but you know, I just liked the cover. There's a couple of these variant covers that are pretty nice, and I was just kind of drawn to this one. This is another book that was available at an online shop. I think they were like $10 a piece. So I figured I couldn't really go wrong stocking up on these. And now she's, you know, her own series should be coming to Disney Plus soon. So, you know, everything Riri will continue to move upwards. So now next we're going back to some Star Wars. I went heavy on the Star Wars for a while with how with how desirable Disney Plus has made the Star Wars brand. You know, there was opportunity, and I definitely wasn't first to the party, but there was opportunity to pick up, you know, a lot of characters that hadn't fully been appreciated yet. So this is Star Wars Rise of Kylo Ren #3, second printing. This is the first cameo appearance of Avar Kriss. She was one of the main Jedi when they were introducing the High Republic era. And she was the first to appear in comics at all. I believe this was even before the first book came out. And we knew she was on the cover of the book and was going to be a major part of it. So it seemed, like a no-brainer to pick up some of these. So now it's only, her cameo is in a hologram form, but it's her, and it's her first comic book appearance. So, there's no real reason that it wasn't going to perform. All right, so now here we are moving on to our last book in this batch. Now this is Strange Academy #1, the Campbell variant cover. Now this one is a book that I kind of lucked into. I was just attempting to add some more items to my cart to take advantage of combined shipping, and so I threw 5 of these in, a couple of the cover A's, and 1 of the variants. So I think this was, I think shipped, including the shipping, I'm into them for around $5. I'm not positive. And at the time, I made the mistake of deciding to go with more Campbell covers than the cover A's, just kind of figuring he's a name. He's not my favorite because most of his work seems to get pretty redundant. But I figured he is a name, and I thought that it would, carry a little weight on the secondary market, and it actually turns out to be the opposite, where I would have been better off purchasing more cover A's. But like I said, I kind of lucked into buying any copies of Strange Academy 1, so I can't really complain. So here we have it. This is my first CGC unboxing. I've got another box that should be here any day now. So we'll see how this goes. If we'll see if reviews are positive, feedback's positive, then I may decide to do a couple more of these and see where it leads. But that's it for now. Happy hunting.